consumption, choosing between the options offered us, and that the morally right thing to do is to pick the best of these for ourselves, measured in material standards of living as narrowly defined individuals and in the short term. What we do when we use this language is prime ourselves to think in this way, cueing this moral idea. And when we do that, we become more selfish and more short-term. This might explain the results of that experiment, but now think what happens in our real day-to-day lives. We cue this moral idea, this moral role of the consumer, not just occasionally, but somewhere between 1,500 and 5,000 times a day, depending on whose statistics you trust. Every time you see an advertisement appealing for your consumer choice, every time you hear national success measured in consumer confidence, every time you read an article that talks about consumers this, consumers that, all this has an impact. It's inevitable, but unconsciously we start to internalize this idea. We start to believe that yes, we are consumers. Yes, the right thing for us to do is to get the best deal for ourselves, measured primarily in material standards of living, judged by us as narrowly defined individuals and in the short term. And what then happens when this story is so pervasive is that the consumer starts to infuse not just how we behave when we shop, but how we behave in every aspect of our lives. It becomes not just one role among many, consumers, parents, citizens, shareholders, and so on, but a kind of meta role, a dominant idea that sits above those roles and affects how we fulfill each and every one of them. Perhaps the most significant effect of the dominance of the consumer, though, has been on politics. Here, the idea of the citizen has become meaningless in the face of the consumer. The original principle behind the vote is that each individual has their own perspective on what is best for the society as a whole, and the right and the duty to express that view as a contribution to the collective exploration of the good of the whole. This idea has always competed with the more narrowly self-interested elements of our nature, but the idea that we might vote for what is best for the society as a whole now seems naive, ridiculous. We are now expected to vote not as citizen participants in a society, but as narrowly self-interested consumers of society. Once you look, you can see the dominance of the moral logic of the consumer everywhere. And once you see that, you can start to understand why the Golden Dream is falling apart. Instead of saving the planet and solving global poverty by buying stuff, we have simply bought stuff, more and more of it. When we bring this idea of the consumer to bear on big collective challenges, we are doomed to fail.